The article that we wrote on HackerNoon got a bit of attention. I got several people wrote back to me with their own thoughts. So I thought that I will record in person a summary of the article. I want to start by summarizing what is it that the article is trying to say. We are essentially making 3 points. The data science community, including tooling companies like ours, essentially are too focused on technology and are not sufficiently focused on the outcomes. The business outcomes are our problem. We are a function in an organization like finance, like operations, like HR, like anything else, and it is our responsibility to move the needle. So part of what that means is that we cannot create barriers between the data science teams and the rest of the organization. We have to get our hands dirty. And oftentimes we might find that the business problems are far more complex, more messier, and unclean than what we would like. And that is part of the challenge, to move away from a Kaggle-like situation and actually apply ourselves to real world situations and issues. That is a plus and not a downside. That is our first point. Business is data science team's responsibility. The second point that we are making is that it is inherent in our nature, human nature, that we get carried away by the latest and the greatest. We are fascinated by technology. But the choices that the data teams make across organizations have an impact on the business outcomes for the organization. So we cannot make these choices in isolation, and we cannot get carried away by our fascination with technology. Our thought process has to be clear, and we have to apply ourselves as professionals to this domain and make dispassionate judgments about what is appropriate in a given context. We have to move away from a very technology-centric view of data work to something that is delivering value to organizations. Our third point is that, look, the world is a complex place where there are diverse requirements. Companies are at various stages, various levels of maturity, various scales of operation, various skill levels. It is required, it is inherent in this diverse problem space that there will be diverse design points. We cannot project the experience of Google and Uber to the rest of the world and say that that is what is appropriate for every one of the companies around the world. We have to start from fundamental principles, first principles, and figure out what is appropriate in a given context, given the plethora of open source and as well as cloud and other solutions that are available out there. So there is no substitute to active thinking about the need and about how to approach it. And here we believe that because we were somewhat we were looking at this whole space in a narrow fashion, the number of ideas that we came up with in the last few years to address the diversity of the needs is not sufficient. We have to broaden our horizon, think more broadly and deeply about the problem space, and come up with new frameworks, ideas, approaches, philosophies, and trade-offs in order to address this space. So we think that there is many years of work ahead of us to build solutions that are fit for purpose. We will be expanding on it. This is not a new theme. It is not even a radical theme. We will be expanding on all of these themes in the next so much time, and we are actively looking to have a conversation. If you have thoughts, reflections, and you want to share experiences, you should absolutely write to us. We welcome. We are an open and a transparent company, and we would like the best for the overall community.